Bing, bang, boom. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. We are officially 1 week out from the Kaizen Challenge, and I've been just going back and tailoring and adding things and maybe taking a few things out and just really perfecting the content that's going to be presented a week from now. And I cannot be more excited. The value that is going to be conveyed in this 3 days is equivalent to something that you could easily pay for a $25,000 course, easily in 3 days. And I could not be more excited, and you guys gave me information to work with. I want to know your goals. I want to know what you do. I want to know what your workflows look like, because I want to empower you. I want to supercharge this with so much value that you leave literally feeling like your blood veins are on fire. And that's exactly what we're going to get, because that's what I'm feeling here as I'm crafting this and tailoring it and providing and packing all of this stuff in. So please come ready. Please come with expectations. And if you aren't already signed up, I don't know what else to tell you. You're not going to get any more leaks from me, any more info on what we'll be talking about, but just know it'll be amazing and it'll be life changing. And again, every problem has a solution. You're just not aware of the solution yet. And I am just so energized by the fact that so many solutions will be unveiled to so many people, and so many avenues for solutions will be unveiled to so many people. I'm so excited about that, because it's a crazy thing what happens and what transpires when you're able to walk in your calling and walk in something that gives you fulfillment. And when you discover something that allows you to get one step closer, there's like a crazy thing that just resonates with all of us, like on a human level, that I am so excited to see and so excited to witness, because you can feel that collectively even through a Zoom screen. And I could not be more grateful, proactively grateful, right? I'm grateful a week in advance for what's about to happen at this Kaizen event. And I'm somewhere torn between wanting to run a mile and then wanting to just burst in tears, because it's just, I feel like there's just this magical moment that's going to happen. And I get so much more excited about things like that than other stuff that used to get me more excited. But anyways, before I get too meta on us, guys, we got a big day today. We got inflation data that already came out at 8:30 a.m. And then we got Powell that's going on at 2:30. We've got FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. So power pack day. Normally you get CPI data, and that's the crux of the week. Then other times you get, Powell and Fed data, and that's the crux of the week. And we've got both of those on the same day. So this is really what we've been waiting for, anticipating. We didn't have a chance to hop on here yesterday. I had some last second running around that I had to do, but happy that I had the ability to do it. And Apple had some AI announcements on their WWDC day, stating that AI now stands for Apple Intelligence, not artificial intelligence, which is just hilariously presumptuous of them to do, right? Like, oh, you guys think you're AI, we're AI. Well, you're kind of like super late to the party and not really with any crazy game changing moves. To be honest, I feel like everything that they debuted, they literally could just build off the back of ChatGPT 4.0 in a few days, like everything, the calculator app, like all of it. Um, but still, Apple's something where it's one of the most valuable companies in the world. I talked about it yesterday in the Loom video, right? How Apple is one of these stocks amongst a host of them that are ready to absolutely rock it over the course of the long term. And Apple had a nice day trade set up yesterday, where if we broke that pre-market high, right, we were likely heading up to push 200. That's exactly what we did. So Apple came through with a nice, beautiful day trade setup. It gave us that setup, and that trade worked out for a few. Thinkorswim was being annoying yesterday. We can't control that at all. I was on mobile and on the go and thought that it might be just me, but then I got a few more messages and it wasn't just me. It was definitely sometimes outage or issue, but fingers crossed we have nothing like that today. If you ever do, just make sure you have like a trading view account as a backup. We use Thinkorswim a lot for our charting and whatnot. It's physically impossible to chart on Robinhood, but with TradingView, just make sure you have a login. So if something ever does happen, you can just pop over to TradingView, check out the charts. That same quantitative analysis, you can do there. Um, But yeah, a lot going on today, a lot happening. I'm excited that we got that nice day trade opportunity yesterday for an absolute banger on Apple. And, we're looking to continue to get paid, right? Like this is hands down the easiest time to get paid over the course of the long term in markets, bar none. There's so many different sectors that are breaking out, right? So many different sectors that anybody who you're working a great job, you get a great salary, and you're looking to do something with that money. There's no better time than right now to do something with it. Between what's going on with Bitcoin and then what's going on in the stock market, like you have absolutely no excuse to not be flipping and tumbling your money through the wash cycle, right? Or laying it down on the copy machine and hitting, copy, 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 copy to just create more based off of the movement that we're getting. That the breakout on SPY that we got a few weeks ago, and we retraced it 2 weeks ago and held. We haven't had that clean of a breakout literally in years. It might be ever since I've been trading that you see that easy, that clean of a breakout to let you know, okay, cool, it's time for me to dump more money in the market. So we just want to continue to take advantage of those, right? Because again, the signs can all be there. They can be bright as day, but if you don't execute, it doesn't help anyone, right? So we're looking to continue to execute and do so here today as well. So if you're not signed up for the Kaizen event that's kicking off in a week, make sure you sign up at I'mBetterDaily.com. If you're listening and you know that you have friends, family members, acquaintances who can benefit from the information that is going to be conveyed, make sure you let them know, right? Friends will let friends stay broke. Friends will let friends struggle. I have a friend who's sitting here talking about, oh, I've been struggling, and I got passed over for this promotion, or I didn't get this job, or I got called in for a performance review and I'm not really doing like I should and it's making me nervous. Why would you not point them in the direction of something that could absolutely shift their paradigm for them? Right. That's something that I would automatically do. And I've already told, all my friends, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you want to be involved with it, if you want to pop in, awesome, amazing. If not, I'm still gonna be your friend. But at the end of the day, whenever people come to me and they complain, I'm a guy who, number one, I'm gonna console you, but number two, I'm gonna give you options and means to get out of your current circumstances, right? And if you want to take those, you can. But whenever we look back on the friendship, what I never give people the opportunity to do is say like, hey, I was going through this and you did nothing to help me. I'm always going to do something to help you. Whether you do something with that information is on you. But if right, if somebody, oh, hey, 2 weeks ago we got together, you were kind of freaked out about this. I'm going to be learning a lot of great stuff in this event that I'm going to be in. Maybe you should check it out, right? And then if they do come back and they're like, bro, that bad performance review, well, everybody else was doing more and I just kind of wasn't doing that much. And then they laid me off. It's like, that really sucks, bro. That event that we went to, well, I learned how to do X, Y, Z. And, in this time I've gotten promoted. Maybe before you go to this next job and as you're searching, you want to go back and learn this stuff, right? Friends don't let friends get swept and left as artifacts of the past. So let's make sure that we continue to push our people forward, and ensuring that they'll be good in the future because, I'm just not the type to listen and be like, oh, that's wild. I'll say that's wild, but also here's X, Y, and Z that you can do to make sure that you're not caught on the wild end of things anymore. Because you can only say that's wild so many times. If a friend listens to a friend struggling and has absolutely no input as to how they could maybe make it better or doesn't even try, that's not my friend, right? We're acquaintances. In terms of top news, double whammy. Investors are bracing for a possible double whammy as the Federal Reserve will announce its monetary policy decision this afternoon, hours after the release of Consumer Price Index data for May. Normally, when the CPI comes out on FOMC day, the FOMC meeting gets almost all the market weight, said Standard Chartered an analyst. I don't know, I was so tough. Standard Chartered analyst Steve Englander, but we are not sure this time. So basically, they're saying that normally, whenever you get CPI and FOMC on the same day, a lot of what happens, happens as a result of FOMC. They're saying here they don't know if that'll be the case again. Inflation Watch CPI scheduled for release at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's seen rising 0.1% month over month in May, easing from April's 0.3%. On a yearly basis, CPI is forecast to climb 3.4%, holding steady from the prior month's pace. Core CPI is expected to increase 0.3% month over month, versus 0.3% in April and 3.5% year over year versus 3.6% in April. Investing group leader Lawrence Fuller expects the bears to continue focusing on absolute numbers and miss the fact that the rates are moving in a favorable direction. I mean, the thing is, like, if you're a bear at this point, it just makes no sense. And I just think that you just might need to change. I don't even know, change occupations, like maybe change from being like a human to like a caterpillar or something like that, because it honestly makes no sense, and there's absolutely no reason as to why you would be bearish with everything that the charts are saying, right? If we do get some type of manifestation, awesome, but like as of right now, historically, there's so many different data points you could pull from that just push bullish that it just doesn't make sense. Um, Fed expectations, markets widely see the Fed maintaining rates at 5.25 to 5.5% today, and will instead pay close attention to the FOMC's dot plot and Jay Powell's press conference to firm up their rate outlook. Quote, with only four more FOMC meetings before year end. How's that for a slap in the face? We're halfway through the year. We only got four more FOMC meetings. Get your crap together. If you're listening to this and you're like, man, I'm in the same spot that I was in January and I do not want to be, this is the time. You have half of the year left, but I've been posting that every month, right? You got this much left, this much left, this much left. We're now halfway through, right? So it's gone from, buddy, you still got time to you ain't really got that much time left. Let's get a move on, right? Sometimes you need that pat on the back. Sometimes you need that kick in the butt. This is that kick in the butt. We got four more FOMC meetings left in 2024, right? If you needed a shock to reality. But with only four more FOMC meetings before year end, the guessing is between 1 and 2, but there's a slight chance of no cuts before 2025, said Seeking Alpha analyst Michael Gray. A majority of Seeking Alpha subscribers think the Fed easing cycle will start in September. Market outlook: the options market is expecting the S&P 500 to go up around 1.3 to 1.4% in either direction by Friday. JP Morgan projected, with the possibility of a CPI outcome being reversed by Powell's press conference. Investing group leader David Lerner forecasts, quote, the potential for some selling that is significant enough to call for hedging the market. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you could get a move either way with Powell, right? You could get a move either way with Powell, so you have to be prepared for both. Um, the CPI data already came out. Don't really need to, take a look at it as much. Just pop over to Thinkorswim, and you can see that, markets are up with big green candles since that data was released. Not a shock. We saw nice volume coming in yesterday. I announced that I was swinging SPY calls, and we're going to get paid again this morning. It's a beautiful morning, beautiful day in the neighborhood. We loaded up, the Brinks truck with SPY calls way back when on that Friday when we closed above 524.61, and now SPY is opening at, so pretty much loaded the boat at 525. SPY is now opening up at 541. It's a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful thing, being able to go in and just break down these charts surgically. 540.43 is our first weekly price target, right? So at open, our calls that are 3 months out, etc., can take nice profit on those, right? Take beautiful profit on those. And then, you can continue to hold some through FOMC, but all expirations need to be taking profit at open on whatever you have. And then, you can leave some runners, but absolutely masterful trading and masterful execution, right? And I'm excited. I'm excited to continue crushing it. It's like you don't ever really want to get too, like, if something bad happens, you're never too down in the dumps. Something great happens, you never want to be like too up in the clouds, think you're too like high and mighty. It's all about locked in for whatever Powell has to say, later on this afternoon, and then the next move from there. But yeah, amazing execution. I'll say it, amazing execution and pointing it out on my part, and amazing execution on you guys that followed. You got to value when you get the wins. Otherwise, all you do is get depressed when you get the losses, and you literally cannot live a life other than a depressed one. If you are baseline when you win, and then when you lose, you're like down in the dumps, right? That's a recipe for not having success over time. But we're going to get rewarded from being patient, from being vigilant, and from executing when the time was right. And if you struggle with that execution, That's what you need to focus on, doing just that. It might be nerdy, it might be weird. I don't care. Every morning I'm getting up and I'm confessing things over myself in the mirror. Why? Because I've been there. Oh, I love this setup. I think I'm going to execute, and then I don't, and then I see it run without me, and I'm like, why? Why? So do whatever you need to do in order to hype yourself up. Listen to some freaking Eminem or listen to some Ty Tribbett. Do whatever you need to do so by the time that bell rings, you're ready to execute. So you don't have to keep sitting there knowing that amazing things are happening. You're not taking advantage. Same thing for people that are sitting there watching this. You might be watching this recording and you don't trade with us. There's no reason why you're sitting here watching this, watching us make money, watching me consistently call moves that happen in the market, and you're not making money off of that, right? It makes 0% sense. $97 a month as of right now for you to trade with us, and you can make that easily in a day. You can make that 3 times over yesterday just on the Apple day trade, right? So focus on value over cost always, and that's in every area, even if it has nothing to do with me. Because you might be like, Adam, you just want me to come into your group. No, even if it's somebody else that's successful, right? Everywhere, it's a universal law. To get something, you got to give something. We are born out of blood, sweat, screams, tears, right? Every single thing that we ingest was alive. There's got to be an exchange, right? There's got to be a payment. It's a universal law. So for all my people that are looking for things for the free, you will continue to get those same subpar results because you are trying to violate what is a literal universal law, and the universe is not going to reward that. In terms of automotive news, EV tariffs, the European Commission will provisionally impose additional tariffs of up to 38.1% on Chinese electric vehicle imports starting in July. Wow. I mean, they've gotta just tariff and tax the heck out of these Chinese EVs because they are taking over. BYD is smashing it. But this could set off a global trade war as Beijing has warned of retaliation. So here we are, back to the trade war times. We've traded through trade wars before. That used to be the big thing before, the virus. There would be like new news on more tariffs that were happening, and that would shock markets overnight, right? I don't know if you guys remember that, but Trump was in office, and it would be like every morning you wake up and China's imposed tariffs on this, and this stock has dropped by 4% because of that new tariff. That used to be the thing that would throw daggers at you overnight, and might be resurging now. The decision follows the EU's anti-subsidy investigation into Chinese EVs that looked into whether extra tariffs were warranted. BYD vehicles will see 17.4% additional tariffs, Geely 20%, and SAIC Motor 38.1%. Tesla may be subject to an individually calculated duty rate, the commission noted. The new tariffs would be in addition to the bloc's existing 10% duties on Chinese EVs, but are still lower than the 100% duties imposed by the US. I'm so excited for next week. I can barely even get through this. I don't even know how you guys do it. Maybe it's because you're not sure what's coming yet, but I'm so excited for the Kaizen event. Like it's what I think about going to sleep at night, and it's what I think about as soon as I get up in the morning. Like my first alarm goes off, and I'm like, all right, we're back at it. And taking a little break on the running front just because I feel like spiritually, soul wise, I'm just freaking locked the heck in, and I could not be more pumped for next Wednesday. I get it; it's still a week away, and I appreciate each and every day that I'm given. But like, I'd love to hit fast forward and just dive into what we got going on. Media news: no deal. Paramount Global, ticker PARA, dropped nearly 8% as its largest shareholder, Sherry Redstone, ended merger talks between its parent company, National Amusements, and Skydance Media. This is just a dance that's been going on for months. The sticking point in the negotiations may have been a potential shareholder vote on the transaction. Redstone is now expected to pursue the sale of just National Amusements without trying to merge Paramount. Many buyers have expressed interest, including an investor consortium led by Hollywood producer Stephen Paul and media executive Edgar Braunfam Jr., backed by Bain Capital. Sony and Apollo were interested in bidding for Paramount, but their interest seems to have waned. In terms of trade news here, chip sanctions. Washington is expected to widen sanctions on the sale of semiconductor chips and other goods to Russia, targeting third-party sellers. The move aims to cut off Russia's efforts to avert Western sanctions amid its war in Ukraine. Russia has been sourcing chips from third-party sellers, often based in China, for use in missiles. Quote, we're going to continue to drive up costs for the Russian war machine, National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby declared. Quote, this week, we will announce an impactful set of new sanctions targeting entities that help Russia procure goods for its war. Joe Biden will meet Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky at the G7 summit on Thursday to discuss support for Kiev. Yeah, that's where we're at with things. So, I mean, they're going to get their hands on these chips. As long as we sell them, there's going to be someone that's willing to sell them to Russia and to China because there's always a human alive that just says, not my circus, not my monkeys. And they're just going to do whatever that they need to do in order to, make money for themselves. So we can try and make it harder. Do I think it ultimately makes it more difficult? No, I think there's always a way around it, but we'll see. You know, Biden going to meet to go ship off more money to Ukraine. So that's where we're at with it. Yeah, my grandma was talking to me yesterday, and she was, yeah, did you see that Hunter Biden was convicted on all of these on all those counts? And I was like, yeah, well, crackheads are gonna crackhead, right? It's the same. It's the same thing. It's like again with the partisan lines. I don't subscribe to that. I mean, there's crap in every party. There's crap on both sides of any line, and I think again, partisanship in and of itself as a whole, like people will sit there and watch something like Fox News or CNN for hours and get fed all of this like super skewed information and love it because it just distracts them instead of sitting down and taking a few hours to learn about things that could actually help ensure their vitality moving forward in the future. Right. Like I will never, I don't watch like any of that news anymore. All the news I get, I try to get unbiased market news, right? Like this, like in these newsletters. I have no interest in watching CNN or Fox. No interest whatsoever. Like they're both of them. Like there's literally both of them have such elements of just partisanship and crap that it's like you're just literally trying to distract everybody from learning things that are actually beneficial by getting us so mad at somebody over there when our ideologies really aren't that different. And the way that they move is super, super similar as well. So go out, vote, right? Because people died for you to vote, but don't make your life that. Because I think it's super silly when people make their whole identity something like partisanship. Like, bro, go learn how to create more value in your professional landscape, right? Or in your personal life, but don't be over here arguing with Republicans or arguing with Democrats over stuff that ultimately literally really doesn't matter to you. You're going to live your life the same way. It's like the Drake and Kendrick beef. If you didn't like Drake before, you're not going to like him after. If you didn't like Kendrick before, you're not going to like him after. Today's markets, all this has changed. We're up significantly since this has dropped. So I want to go over that. Today's economic calendar, of course, the biggest thing is going to be 2 p.m. FOMC announcement. Y'all know the drill. Typically at 2 p.m. when that FOMC info drops, we get a pop. It could last 30 seconds, could last a few minutes, but typically we get a pop. If you want to be, a nice, fun degenerate, have some fun degenerate, activities today, you can buy calls at what is it? 2 p.m. at 1:57. And then right when that information drops at 2 and we get that pop, you could sell. Maybe you sell half. You already have that sell order ready to go heading into 159. So you can buy calls at 157, zero dates. And at 159, you have that sell order ready to go. You wait for the pop. You sell when you get the pop, and boom, you could easily make a quick 40% and be done for the month, right? Depending on the size of that trade, or just make it a nice day, right? And then we know that we get the real move when Powell gets on. Powell gets on at 2:30, sometimes a little bit later because who's on time nowadays. When Powell gets on at 2:30, he's going to speak. The market is going to start going one direction. It likely will not end up going that direction by the end of the time that he's speaking, right? So what does that mean? That means that you fade that first move. So if you are looking, so whatever happens, if Powell gets on and he starts talking and we start going down, what you want to be doing is having support levels marked off and watching for some type of reversal candle, maybe on top of the support level, in order to say, okay, if we start to bounce here, I'm going to get in calls because I know about the fade the first move strategy, which is when Powell's speaking, A move happens. Typically, that's not the real move that goes on. That's the move to fake out all of the plebeians who don't want to take the time to do the research to execute and be consistently profitable, right? Let them be the exit liquidity. You stay, wait for the main move, cash out on the main move. Are we guaranteed to rocket or drop like a brick? No, right? But is this still a very monetizable opportunity that you want to be prepared for? Yes. So set your alerts, set your reminders, set your alarms, do whatever you need to do so that you're ready to go by the time, things pop off. And let's secure that bag today, because we secured an absolute bag on the last FOMC day. What else is happening? Oracle pops as OpenAI Google deal overshadow results. Amazing. Called out Oracle yesterday as one of those stocks that, can go ahead and explode. And let's check out Oracle right now. Yeah, Oracle did exactly that, right over that 127.54. So we got the green light for long-term Oracle calls as well. Oracle with a, big breakout over 127.54. So if we can close over that by the end of the month, we're like halfway through the month. We're already peeping over that with earnings. Market looks bullish, looks like a good chance to close over. We can hold over that by the end of the month. Oracle can continue to explode, hit 145.7 and then 168.8 to the upside. So Oracle, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Talked about that yesterday and sliding in before earnings, so you'll already be nice and green if you hopped on that after yesterday's group analysis. Elon Musk drops lawsuit against OpenAI a day before hearing. Cashing in, GameStop raises $2.14 billion in stock sale. So they did announce that they are looking to use their cash pile to acquire a company. So they're looking for merger and acquisition moves. So exactly like how I talked about previously, that's what they're looking to do. So I don't know what company they're looking to buy. It would be smart to buy something with a lot of data that they could license to an AI company. It would be nice if they went and maybe acquired a promising AI company, but if GameStop made that move, then that would actually turn them into a real company. I think people would rally behind that. Citadel also announced they're no longer short GameStop. So a few different GameStop announcements coming over the course of the past 24 hours. Report EU set to delay Basel III bank capital rules by a year. ARM-backed Raspberry Pi soars in London debut. Apple market cap surges 215 billion in rally to record high, which we're on top of. Another one, DJ Khaled. EV reality, Tesla's robo-taxi payoff expected years away. Shipping stocks sink on possible slowing of Red Sea hostilities. Seeking Alpha Investing Summit preview, natural gas demand is set to soar. And then study plant-based foods. Plant-based food is only healthier if it is not ultra processed. I don't think we needed another study to tell us that. If you look on the back of, your your Beyond Meat meatballs, and there's 45 ingredients, yeah, you're probably just better off eating the meatballs, right? But I'll wrap it up there. We got 10 minutes till market open. Let's crush it today, guys. Let's crush it today and crush it for the rest of this week. I'm excited. 7 days, and we'll be here via Zoom discussing artificial intelligence and all the cool things that are happening. We met with one of the co-founders and upper brass of a $500 million company that wants to do business with us on the AI front. So I did not anticipate that happening anytime soon. I did not have that on my bingo card for 2024, and yet this is where we're at. So again, miracles meet you in motion. Opportunity meets you in motion. Don't be that person that says no doors are opening for me and you're sitting in the exact same spot. Right? Don't sit in the exact same spot. Get somewhere, learn something, and you might be blown away by the opportunities that come to you, by the doors that are open. It can be a crazy thing. So you have people coming to you looking for synergy and looking for ways to work and get things done just because you took the little bit of time to learn something that people aren't taking the time to do. And they're like, wow, this person's a genius. You're like, actually, I'm not. But on your Saturdays when you weren't doing anything, or you said, I'm going to leave this to somebody else, I took that on and I learned how to do it. Right. And now this is who you're coming to for that. So be that person, because that's the people that I want in this community. And that's why I'm fostering it. So everybody have a great rest of the day. Let's get ready for the fireworks. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for our next Premarket Prep session. Have a good one.